Hey guys, welcome back to New York Comic Con on Newsarama.com. I'm Justin Tyler.
I'm Pete LePage.
And we're here talking to Marcus To and FJ DeSanto about Cyborg 9. Very excited. If you guys have any questions, hit us up on Twitter at the hashtag Ramacon. R-A-M-A-C-O-N. Twitter, you know how it's spelled. Let's talk.
All right, so Cyborg 9. 009. 009. 009.
00. The 00 is considered.
No one says that.
Yeah, no one. That's the bad.
That's a no-no.
That's the bad.
Okay. Well, tell us about the good version then.
Well, Cyborg 009 is a legendary. It's the first manga that had like a superhero team in Japan, like decades ago, and it's created by the legendary creator Shotaro Ishimori, who created like Kamen Rider and Kikaider and Power Rangers and all these crazy properties. A lot you'll see here, and I've been working on the other side of my life as a film producer with the company on how to broaden the scope of these properties to a new audience. So one of the ideas was, hey, why don't we sort of take what's great about this story, all the volumes that Ishimori created, and not construct, but craft a new graphic novel, westernized graphic novel that takes, it's almost like the Batman Begins approach, where you take all these great elements of a series over the years and almost form an amalgam new story that you can present to the widest possible audience. So we started putting that together with my co-writer Bradley Cramp, and then we brought it to Archaea, and it sort of snowballed from there. And then Marcus came in, and the whole thing just
First off, smart move bringing it to Archaea. They do amazing stuff. But give us the pitch on what the actual story is itself.
The story is there's an organization called the Black Ghost.
Oh boy!
And the Black Ghost.
Scary.
I know you're already.
Anybody calling themselves a ghost is a bad.
The Black Ghost is an organization like that sort of exists above the governments that keeps the planet in a perpetual state of warfare. So when you hear this country has weapons, it's these guys sort of sneaking it over there or developing it, and they profit on keeping the world in that sort of state.
Ghosts could make
and
money.
Exactly, you see, that's what. And
read the book.
So what happens is their next sort of evolution is to create cyborg soldiers. So they sort of round up the best sort of transhuman cybernetic scientists, most against their will, and recruit them, and they just start randomly plucking people from everywhere, around the globe to experiment on. And some can exist underwater, some can jump very high, some can fly, etc. And it's just random people. So you have sort of the 9 prototypes, which one scientist is able to free them. And then initially they want to go back to their lives, etc. And they realize they can't. And the only thing they can do is sort of stay together and bring the fight to the Black Ghost.
Nice.
And that's sort of the main setup. But what's great about it is you have 9 people who are not necessarily super heroic. They're all from different countries.
One's like a British actor, one's like a Russian baby.
Yeah.
Correctly.
Why do you say that so weirdly?
Well, there's a crime fighter, a baby.
Cyborg Russian baby. If I'm going to put a team together, that's who I want.
Right, yeah,
Okay.
of course.
That's the first one on your team.
Yeah,
exactly.
You see Pete's fantasy football team.
So that's Tom Brady, right?
Yeah, he's the Russian baby of football. Great, that's a quote for the airwaves. But this was a very long-standing manga in Japan. So you're sort of adapting it, but also sort of building in new pieces, or
it's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of taking, instead of just taking the straight up origin story, we're doing that and expanding on it a little bit. But the elements come, and the characters and their motivations all come from the original manga. And the idea is, how do you make it appealing to this crowd in 2012, where you can get a kid to read it, or something, but also do it in a way where anybody who loved the original manga isn't going to sit there and want to kill you for perverting what they love.
Yeah.
So my job, not only as the co-writer, but also the one dealing with the the rights holders in Japan, is to make sure that's policed, through the whole thing, because we don't want to insult the core audience, we don't want to insult the fans, and we want to be able to take something that people can be really proud of, and and really build a new audience, and hopefully drive them to the original manga, and hopefully do more as we keep going.
For the character designs, Marcus,
How did you thing to take on, man?
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Did you change a lot, or
I don't know if I really changed a whole lot. I mean, a lot of the designs were kind of a lot of back and forth with Japan and FJ and Steven, and a lot of it was pre-done already. But I think it's just incorporating what I think these guys should look like. I mean, I like to think that our aim is for, a young audience, but at the same time be truthful to the original. So I was looking at a lot of the old Ishimori books, and also I'm a big fan of manga myself, and then so one of my favorite books was Pluto, that redid Astro Boy. Yeah. So I also took a look at see how he did it, how he reimagined the universe. So, and I realized that through each page going forth, to really put my own stamp on what I think these characters should look like. But a lot of it is I'm trying. I look at the pages all the time from the original Cyborg 009 and just kind of gain inspiration of how their facial expressions to how they move, how they talk, and it's constantly evolving as pages come along as well.
Now you're known. I don't want to blow up your spot, but you're known for drawing heartthrob hair in the comic book industry. Did you put that in here at all?
Oh yeah, all the time. I think there's two characters which hair caused us a lot of problems, and it was Joe's hair, and also
the main character,
Jet's hair. Yeah, the main character. So that's Cyborg 009 is Joe, and Cyborg 002 is Jet. And there was a lot of back and forth with those ones, but I think we found a pretty happy medium.
He's nailed it. He
nailed that
heartthrob hair is there.
No, it's important.
There.
I mean, because
fans can breathe easier.
People like hair, right?
Fans,
like
don't worry.
More hair is always the solution, right?
Yeah. Just throw hair at people.
Other than your hair stuff, you did an amazing job on Red Robin, and also I was a big fan of a couple issues you did for Black Panther.
Thank you.
Was it because you're taking on such a big thing? Was it a challenge for you to try to change up your art to make it to fit this project, or?
Well, I think that with every new project that I go on to, I adjust it according to what I believe that the audience would like, the audience who would read the book would like. I mean, when I did The Huntress, I pulled, I was trying to do different things as well. With Cyborg, as opposed to, say, Red Robin, I mean, Red Robin, I went for as youthful of a look as I could, try to push that teen angst kind of thing. But there is a lot of that in Cyborg as well. As there's a lot of teen angst, but there's older characters.
Baby angst.
Too, yeah, baby angst.
A lot of baby angst.
That baby actually might be going back and forth a little bit, too. I don't know what to do with that baby.
Hard to put hair on a baby.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's tricky. I mean,
and how do you write a baby? Do you know baby?
Well, the trick to the baby is the baby's actually older, but because of a genetic defect, he's sort of the cybernetics, he's stuck in this. But he's sort of the glue of the team, where he's able to sort of telepathically, almost like a Martian Manhunter kind of thing, connect the team, etc. So he's actually
he's like the Hannibal of the crew. He runs everything.
Yeah, well, along with the Dr.
Freedom.
But any A-team context is
that's
I would love to see him smoking a cigar.
Exactly. The baby. It's great.
A lot of ideas. This is sort of a free-flowing situation here.
But what Marcus has done a really good job is, as he said, you have a team. Again, it's not Teen Titans. It's not group of young kids. So they're ranging everywhere from 18, 19 to their 50s, and they're different. You have one guy who's a very short guy who's a chef from China, and you have a girl from France. You have and so you have a diverse group of people that he's really lent his unique style to bring out the characters in a way where they really pop out and they all get their moments throughout the whole thing.
And one of the most interesting things for me is that they didn't want this at all.
Yeah, that's the tone of
the characters.
Yeah. And it was created during the Cold War era, and a lot of the themes that are political, thematic with the characters, etc., all apply today.
Yeah.
So to go back to what we were talking about before, it doesn't require a drastic overhaul.
Right.
It's not what I would really call a reinvention. It's really sort of, like I said, taking what's great and presenting it for a new audience. And you have these people who, again, nobody's from the same place, nobody's from the same thing, and they're sort of stuck together. So that doesn't mean they all get along, etc. And it lends to a really deeply human thing. What was great about Ishimori was he always came up with these cool characters that had these things like robotics and etc. But on the layer underneath the foundation of the whole thing are the characters, souls. And it's in the end, these guys are the prototypes, and what's going to make them successful is not, what's going to make them victorious, I should say, is not the powers, but who they are as people. And that's the real payoff, and that's why it's endured for so long.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Any other work outside of this you want to? You work in film a lot.
I work in film a lot. I have a TV series at Sci-Fi Channel that's in development now.
Awesome.
Called Orion, which hopefully we do something with soon. And then there's something with DC Comics that's going to be announced soon that I can't yet talk about.
Like in minutes, sort of.
I would love it to be in minutes, but we'll see what happens.
All right, cool.
Marcus, anything else?
Right now, I'm just working on Cyborg.
Nice. Other hairstyles.
Yeah, more hair.
And real quick, just to put us like what A-team members I think we would be. Clearly, Hannibal.
Of course.
Yeah.
BA.
Oh yeah.
Face, and you'd be like the van or something.
Oh,
Thanks a lot, guys.
Murdoch over
And then we got, of course, Howling Man Murdoch in the corner. Thanks a lot, guys. Plenty more here at Comic-Con on Newsarama.com.